So you recorded a screencast lesson for your students and you get this idea, maybe I can add some music and some text to it in iMovie to spice it up a little bit. Then I can upload it to Edpuzzle to see not only who's watched it, but also put some questions in there that I can ask them while they're watching it. Then I can have them actually do a Flipgrid response where they kind of share what they learned. And then you realize this lesson is due tomorrow. I don't have time for any of that. Oh well. We all have things we'd love to do with our screencasting lessons, but the time it takes to work with multiple apps often makes it very difficult to implement all of those ideas. But Screencastify just came out with a new update where you can do all of those things all within Screencastify. So is this the best screen recorder for teachers? Let's find out. Howdy Ednovators, my name's Tom Gibson of New EdTech Classroom, and on this channel we believe teaching is hard. We help you use technology to make it a little easier. If you're not familiar with Screencastify, it is a Google Chrome extension that you can use to record a video screencast lesson for your students. The first big update for Screencastify is that students can now watch the video on the Screencastify website. Previously, after you finished your screencast, your video was uploaded automatically to your Google Drive account, and then you shared that Google Drive link with students. And you would often have to wait for Google Drive to process the video, which sometimes take 10 minutes even for a 5-minute video. This feature is a long time coming because just about every other screencasting app that I know, like Loom and Screencast-O-Matic, have been doing this for some time where you could watch the video right within their website. With the videos now being able to be played right within the Screencastify website, you can now also see who has watched your videos and how many times they've watched it. From the watch page, you just have to go to the settings and make sure that the video is public. And then in the section that says how to track views, you'll see a few options. And if you're at Google School, I would click on by email address, so that way students just log in before they watch the video and it tracks their progress. Otherwise, you have to go with the nickname feature, which a student, when they click on the link, it'll ask them what their name is, and then they have to type in their name, which is not ideal because now you're just having to hope that they put their real name and not use it as an opportunity for comedic gold. You can still put the video on Google Drive or on YouTube, but if the students are watching it in either of those places and not on the Screencastify page, it won't track that they have actually viewed the videos, and they won't actually get a chance to utilize the next big update of Screencastify. Now in Screencastify, you can embed questions in the video that students have to answer before they move on in the video. Similar to Edpuzzle if you've ever used that. It's a great way to get a simple formative assessment embedded in there to see if your students are tracking with what is going on and what you're hoping they're learning from the video. Right now, you can only do multiple choice questions. I would love to see an open-ended question feature because I would often put those at the end of the video and say, what other questions do you have about this concept, and students can just type in their answers. There are a few features of Screencastify that aren't brand new, but I think are worth mentioning. Screencastify has some unique drawing tools that you can use while you're recording. You can use a pen, you can draw a shape to emphasize a section, and what's nice is if you start to scroll, your writing and annotations actually stay on the part of the document that they were written on. And you can make your mouse shoot fireworks as you click to not only draw attention, but also make your screencast more fun. There's also a feature where you can have students record their own screencast as a video response to an assignment, and it's called Screencastify Submit. This is nice because students can submit responses and they do not need to install the Screencastify extension in order to do so. And this is always a problem in my class when I was using Loom, and students are like, I don't have the Loom extension.
I can't install it without a password.
My mom has the password and she's in a meeting right now.
This solves that problem. With Screencastify Submit, you create the assignment, you say whether it's going to be a student webcam and screen type of recording, if it's just the webcam or if it's just the screen, depending on the type of assignment. Give your assignment a title and the instructions for what you want the students to do a screen recording of. You can limit who can actually submit an assignment as well as whether or not students can see other students' video responses. So now you have this link to share with your students, and when they go to this link, they'll see the prompt and a big record button. Tell them to pull up any tabs that they need before they hit record, and when they're ready, they hit record and ask what they want to record. Have them just record their entire desktop because that will be easiest, and once it's recording, they can go over to the tab that they want to speak over, they can move their camera around, and when they're done, they go back to the Screencastify tab to stop the recording. They can view their video, start over if they aren't happy with it, and if they are happy with it, they can submit it. If you allow them the option to see other submissions, there's going to be an option for that. It will take them to the Google Drive folder with all the other student submissions. They can't comment or anything on the other videos, they can only view them. From your teacher dashboard, you'll see that assignment with a number of how many students have submitted it. If you click on that number, it'll take you to the folder in your Google Drive with all the video submissions for that assignment. But I would probably do this for an assignment where I just wanted students to show what they know, maybe explain a math problem that they did or walk through a program that they wrote and how it works. Screencastify has one of the most robust editors that I have seen on a screencasting app. You can of course trim off the beginning or the end of your video, but I love that you can actually zoom into a section during your screencast that you want students to focus on, which is super helpful, particularly if you have any students that are gonna be watching these videos on their mobile devices. If you've ever had a notification come in during a screencast, there is actually a blur feature where you can just blur out any portion of the screencast that contains any private information that you did not intend to include. You can add text to the screencast if you accidentally misspoke and then you just wanna make a small correction in there with the text. And you can pull in other video clips into this editor and merge them into one video. One small thing that was kind of confusing to me was that when I was done, there wasn't like a save button. There was an export button where you could export it as an MP4 or export it to Google Drive. And I wanted to make sure that my edits were gonna be showing up on the Screencastify viewing page. So you actually do click on export to Drive, and then it puts a new version of the video in your Google Drive. And then once it's done processing, there's an option to view the video on the viewing page. It saves it to Google Drive because what it's actually doing is creating another version, an edited version of your video, just in case you want to keep the original one as well and then do something with it later. The pricing model for Screencastify is a little different than most other apps. You actually pay just for the features that you want, whether it be the recording, the editing, or the submit features. And they do have teacher discounts. For the recording features, on the free version, you are limited to a 5-minute recording. And in some cases, that's good because you really do want your videos to be under 5 minutes, but it really stinks when you're like almost done with the lesson and your time runs out. The paid version is about $30 a year, and then you can have unlimited recording time. The free editor plan limits your exports to 5 minutes, and it's about $30 a year for unlimited exporting. The free submit feature is limited to one active assignment at a time. It is $50 a year if you want unlimited active assignments. So is Screencastify the best screen recorder for teachers? It depends on what you need and how much more Screencastify may allow you to do. If all you need is to record screencasts and you don't want the 5-minute limits, just go with Loom because they offer their premium version to teachers for free. And the biggest thing with their premium version is that you don't have that 5-minute limit on those videos either. And their editor is pretty good. If you are tired of downloading each screencast and then having to re-upload it to Edpuzzle, or if you want to be able to do a lot more editing with your screencasts, or if you just want an easier way to collect video responses from students, then Screencastify may be the best screen recorder for you. Sometimes paying for something that will allow you to do more in less time is worth the investment. If you're planning on doing screencasts and you want to do some work on a digital whiteboard, then check out our best digital whiteboards video to see which one would be the best for you based on your context and your needs. Thanks so much for watching. Go and click over there. Yeah, go watch it. Go watch it. It's a good video. Click.